Okay, so we're back and ready to jump into another deep dive. This time we're heading into Act 4, Scene 4 of Romeo and Juliet. You with me?
Absolutely. I think this scene is really fascinating. It's the morning of Juliet's supposed wedding day to Paris, remember? The Capulet household should be buzzing with excitement.
Should be, yeah. But, well, we all know Shakespeare loves a good twist.
Right. What seems happy on the surface?
Well,
Well, it's not always that way, is it? This scene might be full of wedding prep, but there's definitely a darker tone lurking underneath it all, foreshadowing what's to come.
yeah, let's talk about that. I mean, the scene opens with this almost frantic energy, right? It's like pure wedding chaos.
Yeah.
The stage directions literally say, enter serving men with spits, logs, and baskets.
Yeah, it's like they're trying to cram a week's worth of work into a single morning. Everyone is running around like chickens with their heads cut off.
Especially Lord Capulet. He's yelling orders, demanding drier logs, obsessing over the second cock crowing, even mentioning the curfew bell as a time marker. Does this guy ever relax?
Right. He's totally fixated on time. Always rushing, always worried about appearances.
It's such a stark contrast to Romeo and Juliet's relationship, don't you think? Their love is all about passion and living in the moment. Time doesn't seem to exist for them the way it does for Capulet.
Totally. It's like their love is timeless, while Capulet is stuck in this rigid world of schedules and deadlines.
And this need for control, his obsession with time, it almost makes him comical in this scene, almost like a caricature of a stressed-out father of the bride.
Yeah, it makes you wonder if Shakespeare intended some humor there.
Oh, definitely. I mean, think about the way he teases Lady Capulet. He calls their argument a mouse hunt and jokes about her jealoushood.
It's funny. But then it also makes you think, does this playful banter make us like Capulet more? Or does it make the coming tragedy even more painful knowing he's experiencing this fleeting happiness?
That's a great question. It definitely adds a layer of complexity to his character.
It does, because on one hand, you see this kind, loving father who's excited about his daughter's wedding. But then on the other hand, you know what's coming.
And that brings us to the foreshadowing in this scene, which is just brilliant. That line where Capulet says he's stayed up all night for lesser cause. Chilling, right?
Right. It's so subtle, but so powerful. On the surface, it seems like an innocent comment. But knowing that he will soon be staying up all night, mourning Juliet's supposed death, it takes on a whole new meaning.
It's like Shakespeare's giving us a little wink, letting us in on the tragic irony that's unfolding. We, the audience, know the truth about Juliet. We know she's already married to Romeo.
Exactly. We know the whole story, but the characters on stage are clueless, and that creates this incredible tension, right? Like we're holding our breath, waiting for the truth to come out.
Watching Capulet so happy and excited about the wedding, knowing that it'll all come crashing down, it's heartbreaking.
Oh, for sure. That dramatic irony just adds to the emotional punch of the scene.
Right. And it's not just Capulet. Think about the nurse. She's exhausted, running around trying to keep up with all the preparations. And even Capulet, who normally treats her with some affection, seems dismissive of her.
Oh, you're right. He tells her to go to bed and dream instead of worrying.
It's a small detail, but it makes you wonder if something has shifted in their relationship, doesn't it? Especially after Romeo and Juliet's secret marriage.
Absolutely. It could be that Capulet senses a change in the nurse's loyalty. Maybe he feels she's siding with Juliet more than him. Or maybe he's just caught up in the wedding frenzy and doesn't even notice her fatigue.
Either way, it's another layer to this already complex scene. So much is happening beneath the surface.
Exactly. It's like this whirlwind of activity masking all these darker undercurrents.
Yeah, it's Shakespeare at his finest, giving us a glimpse of both joy and sorrow, love and loss, all within a single scene.
And for our listeners out there, especially those maybe studying this play for the first time, think about how knowing the play's ending changes your view of this scene.
Yeah, pay attention to those subtle hints, the foreshadowing, the dramatic irony. It all adds up to create a much richer experience, and it can lead to some pretty interesting discussions.
It really can. You start to see how Shakespeare masterfully sets the stage for the tragedy that's about to unfold.
And that's what makes this play, and this scene in particular, so timeless and captivating.
Agreed.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. We hope you enjoyed this deep dive. See you next time.
Bye, everyone.